Hi, good evening to everybody. I trust we are all doing well. I'm sorry that today I have to do a video. I am always running away from the camera, but I guess today I have to appear. Um, so unofficially, we've been trying to help out the people that we can from our business. So at the end of the year, most of our baby stuff that we have out of the shop, we just pack them and then we give them out um, as a way of also receiving some blessings for the year. But during the COVID, I was thinking that so if today I was no more, God forbid, how would people have a documented file to remember my works with? So why not officially register the business, the foundation? So I registered the foundation, and um, even after registering, I was very skeptical about starting. I'd wanted to get some amount of seed to do my own thing because I wasn't too sure that I was willing to be begging and soliciting for funds all the time. And because the amount that I was expecting wasn't in, I registered last year, I think August or November, August, September, I think. But I wasn't ready to make a move until about a week ago. I had a call from one of my group executives from another platform. It's a GAN platform that we're trying to revive gas in our community. So when he called that in his neighborhood, there was a lady with a case. Of course, I thought that, okay, why not use this as an opportunity to start? So he was there in Tema, and we would frequently just call, make sure he's checking up on them. So in fact, the day he called about it, I said, okay, send me a video and send me a picture of the kids. I want to see what they look like. I want to see what the woman looks like and all of that. So he sent me the videos. And then I decided to post it. I decided to ask my friends, my family, people who had old stuff. In fact, I wasn't really looking at people donating in cash. I felt that a lot of us had our kids' old rockers, old walkers, old beds, and stuff like that, that we were readily looking for someone to give them to because they occupied space or because they were becoming too much. So after contacting the people that I did contact, I told the correspondent that I wanted us to rent a place for the woman. I wanted her to be self-sufficient, so I was looking at us getting her something to do. And then we could do donations to support the kids and make sure the younger ones get back to school. So our goal wasn't to just go and do a donation. I wanted to make sure that every case we handled was complete before we moved on to the next case. And so we're supposed to do our donation tomorrow, God willing. And then today, I felt like, no, we should go there. So yesterday I discussed with the team that I think that we should go there instead of waiting on and going on Saturday, because we had videos of the place we were renting for them, but we hadn't gone to physically see the place as a team. It was just a correspondent who was doing that on our behalf. So I said that, okay, today let's go and say hello to Mary and her family, and then let's go and set a room up during the week. I've been doing a lot of running around, getting a bed, getting something for the children, a few donated clothes, meeting people up, picking up, packing and all of that. So today we moved with our van. I packed everything, we put it in, and we moved. And then when we got there, the lady that we had discussed the rent, in fact, when we saw the place, initially we thought that it was too small. The video had elaborated the place than it actually looked. So a family of 6 or 7, it was too stuffy. It was going to be too warm. So why not look around for another place? So we went out looking, we didn't find. So while whiling away the time, we went to Mary's place. But when we sat, then her mother came, her mother-in-law actually. She came with a pan on her head, carrying water. And I was so sad. I'm like, oh, such an elderly woman. She's old. Isn't there anyone to carry the water? She said, where's your son? He said he's gone to work. Okay, so she joined in the chat. We had a discussion with her about her daughter-in-law and what she thought that she could do. Basically all of it. And then when Mary brought the children, the first one had gone to school. Earlier when I had inquired about the kids and their ages, I was told that the second one, the first one was 9, the second was 4, and the third was 10 months. And then the last one were the twins, who turned 1 week today. So very exhausted, but I need to do this. I looked at the child and I said, what's the name of the boy? She said, Uncle. I said, is Uncle his real name? Is it on certificate? She said, yeah. Fancy's named their kids Uncle and all of that. I said, okay. Do you think that there's a problem with the child? She said, there be. And I said, oh, how old is the child? She said, Nim. I said, oh, Unimubani age, or say Unim. And then I said, okay, do you have a weighing card of the child's uncle? Say yes. And I said, before you get the card, put the child down. And I said, look at the child's hair, the color of the child's hair. Now, beneath the hair, there are white flakes. Look at the child's scalp. And then look at the child's stomach, the size of his stomach. And look at the tiny legs that he has. And then I said that it's not just about giving birth. It's about paying attention. It's about taking care. But to say, you don't think that there's a problem with the child, or so no. And I said, okay, go and bring me the weighing card. She brought the card. Ladies and gentlemen, the 10-month-old baby is actually born 6th June 2019. The child hasn't walked. The child doesn't look okay. I mean, everything is wrong. At this point, while she was crying, I was crying. In fact, I have goosebumps as I talk about it. Because, I am so not understanding how people just live. They just grow. They just live by the day. So I asked if something had ever happened to the child. And she said, in fact, the mother-in-law replied and said that there was a time when the mother herself used a bentua animal on the child, and that the tip of it got stuck in the child's anus. And they took the child to a hospital, in fact, she said she took the child to a pharmacy. And the pharmacy said they should take it to a hospital. They went to a private hospital. They said they couldn't do anything. They should go to a general hospital. And they didn't go anywhere. So they brought the child home for the day. And the mother-in-law said while she prayed, finally the thing came out. So I asked if the thing had come out, why do you feel like, or do you think that it's the reason why the child is like what he is? Said she thinks so. I said, okay. So our focus had now shifted to the twins to also focus on that child. So I had a few friends in Kolebu I called, and they advised that because it's probably malnutrition, they suspect, so we should do children's hospital. We got someone there to book us and go on Monday, but upon another suggestion from one of our team members, we thought it wise that if they're in Tema, it would be great to find someone in Tema General Hospital or something to help them out. If you watch this and you work in Tema General Children's Department or whatever it is that you can assist Mary and her boy, we would gladly have someone bring them over so that he can be cross-examined. Now, we're unable to also get the rent because, like I said, the room was too small and we have to continue scouting for another room. The video you guys saw earlier was way polished. Today, seeing the place, seeing where they live, seeing the fact that the children were in there. In fact, we discussed adoption options with the mother, and we asked that she discuss with her husband. She's only 26. I don't know if that's actually her age. What transpired today, I don't know if that's her real age, but she's 26 for what she's saying, and I think that she needs a lot of guidance herself. She doesn't look like anyone who will be able to do a business on her own. We're trying to shift our business focus to the man. He seems more forceful from what we are told, so that I'm told he's into metals and stuff like that, fitting. So maybe we would shift our focus to him as the breadwinner. The mother-in-law also sells smoked fish. Okay. So maybe we'll focus on the mother-in-law as well, so she can help them out. I'm sad to know that in parts of Accra, people still live in very terrible conditions. I'm sad to know that the things that we think we know, people have no clue of. I'm sad to know that because in Mary's case, her first child is 9, her second is 4, and her mother-in-law says that after the first child, they didn't even think that she was going to have another because the age difference was quite huge. So before you become judgmental, before you ask why a poor, dirty young lady has 5 kids, please take a minute and ask yourself, number 1, how many literates are on family plan? That notwithstanding, we're going to put her on. We emphatically stated that if we found out she had another child apart from these ones, we would pull out our support for her and her family. And in 6 weeks, we're going to make sure she goes back and weighs the children and gets her family planning done. If we don't do anything at all, that we will do. But before you judge, Mary's mother is late. She has no guidance in growing. She knows nothing. She just had a child and just kept going and keeps going. So we have to know that the world needs us. It needs us trying to help, straighten people, It needs your enlightenment for others. It needs your time for others. It needs the things that you do not need for others. It needs a lot of things. It doesn't have to be money. It doesn't have to be money. It's just you finding a way of making a difference. That's all that really matters. We'll continue to accept willing donations. If people still want to give, that's fine. It doesn't have to be money, as I keep saying. It can be foodstuffs, it can be toiletries, it can be anything that they need and will need. It can be an old fan that you feel that you have no use for. Somebody has use for it. It can be anything. It's not just when we marry. There will be more people to help, more people to support, more people to look back one day and say that these people helped out. And every single person who's donated to us, we had a list of all of you. Everyone's name is in our prayer point group. And we're going to pray for every one of you. We're going to have a prayer session on the items before we donate. So no item goes away from us. We're going to pray over every one of them. People have come with prayer requests because of this. It's going to be very spiritual. We believe in God for what we're doing. I personally have a lot on my prayer request list. And I know that by doing this, something's going to shift, something's going to happen. I don't know what your faith is. I don't know what you're tapping into. I don't know what you're believing God for. In my rawness and in my nothingness tonight, I pray that because of what you've done and your intention to help other people in your community, in your neighborhood, in your church, wherever it is, I took a bold step. I hope you take 1, 2. I hope we reach out. I hope we help as many as God would allow us to help. And God bless us all.
Watch your front seat, walk that share, events unfolding, it be casa, it be me. In fact, report our proud without it. And so Ratima, century in Nissan Haya, people you true. Ma,
Hello, GH.